First, give an honor to God and to my loving, illustrious pastor and my first lady in her absence, and to all my church family. You know, somebody who talks as much as I do is just ecstatic when somebody says, I can talk. And then I feel like I'm legal. Oh boy, I can talk. And they're probably going to shut me up. But, you know, I'm really, really grateful this morning to be here. You know, really, really grateful. I've had like all of us, you know, when we heard the news about Bishop Walter Hawkins, all of us have our own songs that carried us through a rough time that he recorded. That we felt like when we heard it, he had us in mind when he was writing it, because the songs were so powerful and they provided such ministry to our hearts that we look back, like the pastor was saying, we look back over our lives and see that particular crisis. If I hadn't heard, my biggest one is Never Alone. In that particular crisis, if I hadn't heard Never Alone, I would not have come through with the kind of victory that I came through with. You know, so
that's real talk.
You know, and the Bay Area is a lot of people get famous here and they move to New York or they move to Los Angeles. They don't still make the Bay Area their home. So Bishop Walter Hawkins got world renown in the Bay Area, or still his home. He was still our friend. He was still our pastor. He was still our brother. He was still our nephew, our uncle, our cousin, our friend, because he stayed in the Bay Area. So we were always rich in terms of gospel output just because he was here. On my show yesterday, I commented on the fact that before Oh Happy Day came out, gospel music was spirituals, it was quartets, it was soloists, it was choirs, and it was choruses. There was no such thing as contemporary gospel. It hadn't been thought of, it hadn't been an item on the table. Nobody knew the first time that they heard Oh Happy Day that it would in fact birth what we know today as contemporary gospel. Now, why that's important to us is because the people like Tika's mother and all the people, Bishop and all the people who were here singing, Johnny Evans singing quartet music, singing solos, if those people hadn't placed those songs in our hearts first, Edwin would have never known and been able to receive Oh Happy Day.
That's right.
He would have never, his heart would not have been open enough, his mind wouldn't have been vast enough, and his spirit wouldn't have been in line with God enough to receive Oh Happy Day.
That's right.
And so just Lawrence, and this is so powerful, God loves this church.
Oh, yeah.
God loves this church. When it ain't but two of us in here, God is in here. He's talking to us when we're in here.
That's right.
But Lawrence just said last Sunday morning that music is the only entity that doesn't need your permission to enter your spirit.
That's right.
He said that right here Sunday morning, something he learned from Walter Hawkins. Later that day, we learned that he'd gone to glory.
Yeah.
How amazing is that? How powerful is that?
I didn't even know.
And so, you know, I think it behooves us to know that people say what they want to say about the Bay Area, but don't underestimate the fact that you live here.
That's right.
Don't underestimate the power of God that's at work in this very city, not just this state, in this very city right this minute. You know, I was on the freeway and I was like, oh boy, it's something tragic here. And I went to Love Center first before I came here because I knew they started early. And I could see Richard Smallwood and a few other ones. And I was like, you know, Satan was like, well, you know, your church, you could just stay here. You ain't going to never see this again. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event. You can stay here. And I said, you know, Satan, thank you.
Amen.
But my life is not guided by your direction. My pastor counts on me. My pastor loves me. He honors me. He respects me. And he depends on me. And my tithes are needed in my church. And my sisters and brothers at my church miss me when they don't see me.
That's right.
And Satan, this time you're right. I will never sit in a room with these people orchestrate it like this again, but guess what? Today I ain't got to.
Hey.
I don't have to. I can leave here and go to my church where I belong. You know, and there was a time in my life I couldn't do that kind of discernment. The party's here though. I'm staying here. But I got up with enough time to get here, got on the freeway, and I told Pastor I was in traffic for a half hour before I realized I was even in traffic.
Okay.
I said, wait a minute, I'm supposed to have been in my church. What's going on? And then I started paying attention. Well, that's God's gift to me. My mind was so busy racing on what I had just seen. I was coming to church. I was not paying attention to my own life. I was not paying attention that whatever was causing this morning was a predicament that I wasn't in.
That's right.
It was an experience that I didn't have.
Amen.
And instead, I knew at some point, I said, I'm getting off this freeway.
That's right.
I still get lost in Oakland, but if I find him okay, I'm cool.
That's all right.
And I made my way. People were trying to get off when I was getting off and couldn't get off. So, you know, I'm very grateful this morning as always. I came here to learn how to love. I came here to learn how to love. Every single experience in my life has been instrumental and designed just for me. Like the song they sing, just for me. God has given me every heartbreak, every heartache, every crisis, every glorious moment, every once-in-a-lifetime event so that I could learn how to love. I'm grateful to my pastor who leads with love. Don't be confused that he stands above and we're not confused because he knows God elevates him because he leads with love. And we are surrounded by that love, and that is a very, very important mandatory experience. So I love you, Pastor, from the bottom of my heart, my first lady, and I'm glad that Satan can't confuse me about my place in life. I'm glad he used to tell me to go to all kinds of places I had no business to. Give me all kind of instructions that I followed and asked questions later. But today, in the midst of it, I sat there, I said, well, yeah, Satan, you're right. I ain't going to never be in this surrounded by this many famous people again. You're right. But guess what? I'm still leaving, and I'm still going to my church, and I'm going to have a blessed, glorious day because that was God's plan for me, not Satan's. Thank you.